Hey guys, it's Kamsh here, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about Control Priest. Now, there are a lot of Control Priest lists floating around. This happens to be the one that I like. I'm not sure if anyone plays this exact list, definitely possible, but let's go ahead and go through the decisions I made with this list, because there are a lot of decisions you can make in Priest, and then we'll play some games with it. So this is a Control Priest on Dragon Priest, so you're not playing any Dragon synergies or anything like that. You're playing a lot of board wipes and a lot of grindy cards so that you can just beat the aggro decks on board and then try to fatigue other control decks. So to start off with, we have 2 Circle of Healings. In matchups where you can draw cards, like against the aggro decks, these work great with your Northshires, Wild Pyros, etc. to generate a lot of card advantage, since whenever something's healed, you get to draw a card with your Northshire Cleric. It's also fine with your Death Lords against aggressive decks, because it just heals them up to full on a big board, so that they have to get through even more taunts. And then, of course, with Akanai Soul Priest, all your things that heal deal damage, so it's just a 4 damage AoE clear. This does hit your own minions, so that's something to keep in mind, but usually it'll just get a lot of value. I'm playing double Flash Heal. The argument for this over Light of the Naru is that it heals you for more against aggro, and against Jiraxis decks like Arena Lock, Hand Lock, you can play Akanai Soul Priest and double Flash Heal them to burst them out to beat them when they Jiraxis, because obviously Jiraxis is very hard to beat since they get 6/6 every turn. Double Power Word Shield. All our cheap spells like Flash Heal, Power Word Shield trigger Wild Pyromancers. There's some synergy there. It also just buffs our minions. And things like that, makes bigger Death Lords, bigger Northshires, so that's good, and then it just filters through our deck so we have more consistent draws, which is good also. Against some fatigue matchups, you may not want to cast this since it puts you through fatigue faster, but it is a very good card. Northshire Cleric, same thing, draws you a lot of cards with all your healing synergies, also just a 1/3, so it kills like random 2/1s against the aggro shaman, and then it makes their turn awkward because they want to deny you card draw. Again, against fatigue matchups, sometimes you don't play this, but very good card. Double Zombie Chow, so that we can beat the aggro decks consistently, have that early 2/3 on the board, very important. Double Curator, because it's very versatile, it's a 1/2 by itself, and then against control decks you can find as grindy things like Shredder, Karn, even Sneeds, and then against the aggro it finds us like Death Lord, Unstable, Ghoul, Abomination, etc. We have 1 Shrinkmeister to work with our 2 Cabals. I like 2 Cabal, and if you're playing 2 Cabal, it's usually good to play a Shrinkmeister, so you can steal something with up to 4 attack, which is a huge swing. It also lets you do cool on board shenanigans like Northshire and stuff like that. Run something in so it doesn't die and heal, etc. Double Wild Pyro to clear off tokens, stuff like that. You can also use it with circles and other things like that to damage everything, and then heal to draw cards. 1 Shadow or Death to deal with big minions. We have some other target removal in Tombs, so 1 Shadow or Death is enough. 1 Thought Steal just against decks that it's good against. It's nice to have the 1, and against aggro decks, later it just gets you some 2-drops or something, which is fine, but it's good to have the 1 as a form of card advantage. Double Death Lord, because it's great against both aggro and fatigue matchups, obviously pulls cards for them, and then defends you really well. Double Akanai to, as we already talked about with Circle and Flash Heal, really powerful, and also Hero Power and Justicar Hero Power. Splitting our AoE here between Excavated Evil and Holy Nova, both have upsides. Holy Nova heals your stuff and you. Excavated Evil gives them a bad draw and deals 3 damage to everything, so splitting those. Double Entomb I think is really important. It lets you have a chance against Murloc decks, and it's just really good to have that targeted removal spell that goes through Death Rattles. Double Light Bomb as another board clear. Double Cabal to steal stuff. And finally Justicar to improve your hero power. Note that we're not playing Blade Masters, we don't really need them. Against aggro they don't have taunts, they're not as good, and against mid-range or control we have enough threats to try to win. So this is what the deck looks like, the version that I like, so let's go ahead and jump into some games with it.